This is one of the most solemn events of the whole Jubilee Year 2025. On Sunday, October the 19th, in St. Peter's Square, Pope Leo presides over the Eucharistic celebration with the rite of canonization of 7 new saints of the Catholic Church. Ignatius Maloyan, Peter Turat, Maria Poloni, María Carmen Rendiles Martínez, Maria Troncatti, José Gregorio Hernández Cisneros, and Bartolo Longo are being elevated to sainthood.
Il criterio che veniva tenuto presente è che fosse un...
The primary requirement was for the group to be international,
Ecco che i nuovi santi
ensuring that the new saints represent the universal church's holiness by coming from various regions around the world.
da diverse parti del mondo.
And so it does. Among the newly canonized, 3 hail from Italy, 2 from Venezuela, but are deeply venerated throughout Latin America, and 2 from Oceania and West Asia, respectively. The first, a saint from Papua New Guinea, Peter Turat, is the first in history to hail from this Pacific island nation, while Ignatius Maloyan was an Armenian bishop and martyr who perished during the Ottoman genocide. The consistory in which these canonizations were officially confirmed, held by Pope Leo on June the 13th, had originally been convened by Pope Francis at the end of February, while he was still hospitalized. For both the diversity of the saints' origins and the bridging of 2 pontificates, the upcoming ceremony carries profound symbolic weight for the Church, as Monsignor Bogusław Turek, Undersecretary of the Dicastery for the Causes of Saints, affirms in an exclusive interview with the EWTN Vatican team inside the Dicastery. It's a moment rich in meaning and unity.
Già quando veniva
When the Jubilee Year program was being established, the idea of a Day of Holiness was already considered, an event intended to include a canonization ceremony. Of course, the number and selection of new saints depend not only on the work of the congregation, but above all, on divine providence, because they are figures who have matured for this particular moment in time.
sono maturate per quel tempo.
The privilege of elevating the blesseds to the honor of the altars belongs exclusively to the Pope, and thus such canonizations typically take place in the heart of the Church, the Vatican. Still, these solemn ceremonies may take place during apostolic journeys to different parts of the world, yet it's always the Pope who presides over the celebration.
Il Papa si occupa di questo fatto della canonizzazione.
Pope handles canonizations closely tied to his teaching infallibility. The formula used shows that he performs this act based on the authority of Saints Peter and Paul by virtue of apostolic authority.
Di Santi Pietro e Paolo in virtù dell'autorità apostolica.
However, this wasn't always the case throughout history. In the earliest centuries of the Church, it was the faithful themselves who recognized sanctity and offered prayers to those they believed to be saints. During the Middle Ages, this role gradually passed to the bishops. It was only around the 13th century that the exclusive authority to officially recognize sainthood was assumed by the Pope. The number of canonizations has increased significantly since the pontificate of John Paul II, who canonized a total of 482 saints. Benedict XVI canonized 45 blesseds, and Pope Francis almost 950. Monsignor Roberto Regoli, professor and director of the Department of Church History at the Pontifical Gregorian University, emphasizes that the current Holy Year marks a particularly meaningful and significant moment for the act of canonization.
Gli anni giubilari.
Jubilee years originated in Rome, centered around the figures of the saints. Why did pilgrims come to Rome in the Middle Ages? Because of the tombs of Peter and Paul, where they hoped to gain the keys to heaven. During that time, many prelates, as well as kings and nobles, wished to come to Rome and be buried near Peter's tomb, believing he held the power of the keys to open paradise.
Questo potere delle chiavi di aprire il paradiso.
The canonization of the 7 new saints stands as a notable moment in the Jubilee Year, taking place at a time of widespread uncertainty and global tension.
Noi viviamo l'anno giubilare che
We are living through a Jubilee Year marked by the theme of hope. The new saints speak directly of hope. They address individual churches, the universal church, and all of humanity. People need this message of hope, especially amid many recent concerns, not only in Europe, but beyond, where peace and tranquility are under threat. This message is crucial. The lives of the new saints, both martyrs and confessors, who have dedicated their energy in different parts of the world, serve as seeds of hope.
Ecco, questa vita appunto è un seme di speranza.